chat's got soul. From the gavel to the gas, we're watching it all. Covering the courtroom, big case or small. Laugh when we can, cry when we must, but it's all real talk, you can count on us. We're not the pros, just fans who care. With popcorn in hand and a comfy chair. And every twist, we're right there. Together like we're all in the witness chair. This is the Broken Baker, where the trials come alive, where the chat is wild and the vibes survive. We're watching the worst of what people do, but we keep it light, yeah, that's our truth. It's the only place for crime, and it feels just right. We bring the justice talk into your night. So hit that stream, don't miss the call. At the Broken Baker, we cover it all. Oh yeah. We're just flaming with the view, but we ask the things the world wants to. Digging through the facts, side by side. Even when it's dark, we bring the light. No clickbait, no fake feels, just truth and the highs and the reels. With the chat that roasts and rise, we're just here for the case and the vibes. This is the Broken Baker, where the stories unfold with a smile in the heart, even when it's cold. Yeah, we cover the bad with a wink and a grin. Where the real talk starts, come on, jump in. It's the only place to be, can't you see? For trials and truth, it's BBTV. The Broken Baker, where the trials come alive. Yeah, we'll be here, trial after trial. Yeah.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whoever you are, what if any you might be, or you might not be, or you want to be, or you cannot be. But as long as you're you, as long as you're here, and we're ready. Aiden put up that his trial will perhaps be called at 2:15, 2:30. So Brady was out there doing another case, so he might be slightly delayed, but we will keep an ear on the courtroom. Yeah, it's getting hot here. I went out and took a walk in the sun. That was nice. Well, as long as you're what you want to be instead of what you are, that's fine. Yeah, I met you. I understand why. Yeah, and the big question today: will Father Time do his usual stuff, saying, we turn over everything, and can I have two more weeks, please, Your Honor? Just 2 more weeks, and I'll be ready to go. So yeah. Oh, someone is steeped in Swacia today. No, it's because Nightbot isn't active till I turn the stream on. That's why you couldn't get it. It's going to be a fun day on the interwebs and AOL. Well, as I've talked about in my Nutbags session earlier today, we sorry, Marissa just sent me something because she always waits till I go live, so I have to sit and watch. What the hell? But that is for tomorrow's Discovery Motion. So yes, thank you, Marissa. As I talked about earlier today in the nutbag section of the day, because you're all nutbags in my world. Yesterday, when Aiden was doing his late night show, roughly an hour and a half in, which would have put it after 10 o'clock in the evening, he received 4,200 pages of evidence. This must have been the 4,200 pages that they didn't disclose in the big document drop they did after the last hearing. So Well, Father Time has turned over the evidence now, but I don't understand how the court system runs in Massachusetts. Because if the defense had done, or the state had done that in a case in Denmark, they would be admonished, because that's way too late to turn over evidence. And they can't just dump it on the day off, because Bradel and Betterow most likely have other trials they have to attend to today. They have no time to get a view on any of this and prepare for the hearing. So now Father Time will just come in today and say, well, I turned it over. It was a mistake with the thumb drive. There's so many mistakes being done in Massachusetts, and all of them, this is amazing, all of them benefit the Commonwealth. Yeah, you missed my intro. Go back and watch me say hey to you. Noted the nickname Cosgrove. I am on time. Well, yeah. Oh, the turnover. Yeah, turning over the evidence before this hearing, but that's not what he testified to at the last hearing. In the last hearing, he said, "I have just given them 6,000 pages of evidence. All of it is there now." Then they go home, open them up, and it's not there. How can it take from July 23rd, 24th, I think was the last Aiden hearing, till now, to say, oh yeah, we forgot. We had to come in and find the missing pages. They should be admonished by the court, because this is willfully neglect, in my opinion, even though it's technically on time. Yeah, no consequences, no change in bad behavior. And again, they are giving all of this power to these ADAs that they bring in, pay tons of money to, and they can just run rampant because, well, it happens. That's why I like the Danish system. If you put an untowards burden on the defense and you lose the case, the state will have to pay that. I know that's still the taxpayer, but it also keeps them on their toes. Everything, if you win your case in Denmark, or well, you can't win it, but you're not found guilty because it's the state who sues you. The state will pick up your lawyer bill. You don't have to pay for it because they were the ones who charged you. They did it wrongfully because we found that you were not guilty. They will have to pick up your bill. Simple as that. I only listened with half a ear when Aiden was talking about it, but it was something about thumb drives, and I don't even think Aiden quite understood what it was that was written in that message. Packed house for Aiden this afternoon. Yeah, well, I have room for more of your friends if they want to watch it with us. Well, Father Time can say, "Not my fault, Your Honor. They just cut off my dial-up through AOL." Yeah, that's the. But there was something about, I don't know, thumbnails. It was also really late in the day after business hours or something. It was Aiden had his show. Aiden's show goes live at 9, and I think he was like an hour and a half into it. So that's after 10 o'clock at night. In Denmark, we have this electronic mailbox that everyone has, and that's where the government will send you any notifications you'll get from the government, your tax papers, your summonses, whatever you get from the state, that will go into that box. And then the cities were, we really don't want people to call and be angry when they get something bad in that electronic box. So we just set it so all the emails are sent at Friday at 4 o'clock when every public office closes. and then they can't call till Monday, and hopefully they have calmed down. There was a rule made that you are not allowed to send anything after business hours. Sometime it'll fuck up, and I had it where all my summonses to court were always popping up at like 2 a.m. in the morning. But you're not allowed to send it as if you work for the public, you're not allowed to send anything in that after business hours, because there's no reasonable expectation that people will check it at that point. It's a jerk move, but I don't know if the court will care, because they don't even admonish when the Commonwealth is late. I don't feel this judge is as bad as the rest of them. We talked about it. Are they going to do something like they did with the last hearing? And I don't think so. And as Marissa said, well, it's on a higher level. And I think the problem is on the lower level, the judges are way too friendly with the DA's office. And they might be favoring them a little too much. T-Rex said, in breaking news, AOL is shutting down dial-up services on September 30th. The breaking news to me was that they still offered dial-up internet. Who has a landline anymore? That I want to find those, but it's the same people they always, when they do polls, that's the people they will ask, hey, do you think elderly people should have more pensions? Yeah, because my landline is the only thing connecting me to my grandson. No one under the age of 80 has a landline. No. Glad on someone picked up the hint. Have a great day. What hint? Who still uses AOL? I don't know. Who still has a landline? It's the game they play. They skate right on the line, in my opinion, crossing it often, but always in a way that's plausible, deniable. Yeah, and again, Zoom is kicking in. Also, private companies send mail for the electronic box. I get little physical mail that forgot attempted real mailbox. Yeah, I do it once every 2 weeks.
Parties could please identify themselves for the record.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Carolyn Healy for the Commonwealth.
Hi.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Karen Wayne, on behalf of Dan and Hamilton.
Come on over and play.
Yes.
I think these are other trials being called, so I'll probably mute it. And he calls them to a sidebar anyway, so it's not like anything is going on. Oh, and we have the beep. I'm going to mute the beep for you, so I only have the beep in my ears. Yes. No golf today. Is it too hot? Yeah, it's humid here today as well. We would have a landline if we wouldn't get all the calls to a catering service because people can't read, so we closed it. That's annoying. I had somehow my number got listed with my dad's name in the phone book, and who has a phone book? And there was like 2 years where everyone would call me and say, hey, I want to talk to you about this and that. I said, no, you don't want to talk to me. You want to talk to my dad. Oh, but I was looking at, and it looks like, no, my dad's phone number is the same number he has had the last 20 years. Okay. I don't know, Nikki. I don't think so, but I'm not 100. Because we are waiting for Brady to arrive, and if Betterow had been there, he could just have done it. I think I have a landline in because there's some of the internet you can still buy with that'll be delivered through the old copper cables. Federal isn't listed on all 3 case numbers. Thank you, Marissa. Marissa is always on top of everything. Unless she's not, and then she will yell at me for asking. Oh, that's correct. Federal can't practice because he is sworn in. He's not a resident of the great state of Massachusetts, where the wine flow like beer. Mello might be listed, but we still have had no updates on his health status. Judge Dooling, yes, that's him, right? Yeah, I believe so. Well, I could give you my parents' landline. We had a landline when I was married because cell phones were very expensive back then, but I haven't had a landline since 2003, 4 back then. Is that a good clerk? I don't know all these people. I missed that hot clerk in the other case. Dueling, okay. Yeah, but he still needs someone to carry it.
We'll issue to South Bay for your appearance. Thank you.
I'll come in and talk to you.
Thank you, Jayvon. Thank you, Attorney Wayne. Next for the court number 7, Commonwealth versus Dennis Lopez, 24 CR 163. Mr. Lopez will be entering the courtroom momentarily. He is represented by Attorney Jesse Grove. This Commonwealth is represented by Assistant District Attorney Amanda Mullaney.
I have sent 1 fax in my life. Hey, Amanda. And I just muted it because it's not relevant to any of us. It doesn't sound like they're going to talk about the case anyway, so we can get a little listen to something crazy. This is the guy that was so excited to see Mr. Betterow. Mr. Betterow! Yeah. Yeah, he is looking chipper. Jumping in and out of that chair. Someone was asking about the books. It's a long time ago. Probably they already left the channel because I lost 1 subscriber since my morning stream. If they can ever use them, I think they have to be up to date. So if they have to look up something, they can do it. And we have, like you have, that law thing online where they can look up all the previous judgments, but they will also keep a copy of the criminal law and the traffic laws, so they can look up what is the charge, and then they will read it, because we don't get those stupid jury instructions. We are just read, this is 244, this is normal assault, these are the parameters you need. So we don't have a lot of books, but we will have 1 criminal and 1 traffic code, because that's what we do in the court I'm going to. We tell my dad he has to keep his landline in case we ever get arrested. That's the only number we can remember. I was at the gym the other day, and a young woman was signing up with her mom. So she's been under the age of 18, because you'll have your parents will have to be there to sign the contract. And they said, and your check-in code is your phone number. She looked at her mom and said, what's my phone number? Well, yeah, well, honey, your phone number is this. I can't remember that. Said, well, you're going to learn it now, because you're going to punch it in every time you go to the gym. Doolin is always in a good mood, which is unfortunate, as he's too nice to old man Cozy. Well, it's better than these angry people. We don't know. We don't think so. Back for more. Oh my, Holly. Oh my. Someone is a little frisky today.
So, Mr. Lopez, your matter is continued to September 22nd at 2 p.m. for a possible change of plea. A Hable issued to Worcester for your appearance. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Attorney Grove,
Yeah, call up your Lucheri. We've got, yeah, there you go. Where's Mr. Romano?
he is right over there.
Here he is.
Next,
Hi, Mr. Romano.
next for the court, number 1.
Nice to
Call
see you.
versus Charles Lucheri Jr., 22 CR 90. Mr. Lucheri is present and represented by Attorney Jesse Grove. The Commonwealth is represented by Assistant District Attorney David Omenu. Matter is on for a final pretrial conference. If the parties could please identify themselves for the record.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. David Armin for the Commonwealth.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Jesse Grove for Mr. Lucheri, who is present and out of custody.
Okay. This has a trial date, right?
It does, Your Honor. This matter was set for trial last month when we appeared before Your Honor. This was a case where the Commonwealth had not had contact with the alleged
I
victim
remember.
for some 3
I
years.
remember.
ADA Omenu reached out to me last week saying that he had had contact with the alleged victim and that he was fully on board with testifying.
Okay.
Your Honor had said that I can continue this matter if that was the case. I would be seeking to do that now. I have a formal motion to continue that I can file. I also have a motion for discovery, as I do not believe discovery is complete at this time.
Why don't you come up and talk to me?
So another case where it's been ongoing for 3 years without anything happening. So it's not just Karen Reed and Aiden Carney. Doolin is the best judge for Aiden, I think. I really wish that Aiden would get a judge like Judge Borowski. I would love to see that, even though they got mad at him and sent him to traffic court. I effing love that guy. If you don't know him,
the most important people in this case,
Borowski, Arthur.
the most important people in this case that everybody seems to have forgotten in this room is the jury. So we're going to take a 15-minute break and both sides take a pregnant pause and think about the jury.
But he was the same as Borowski. He was a no-nonsense. Stop doing all of this crap. Get on with it. Stop wasting everyone's time. And I wish Massachusetts could import some of them. Marissa, I cover on average how many cases a year? That I remembered he was a judge must at least be rated favorable for me. I'm at the stage where I call my daughters by each other's names. So I'm getting up there, Marissa. And you know, you're the only other one who has the access to the channel. So if I get totally demented, Jamie will just make you work. Well, you don't have to be sorry that you're late. You are always welcome, no matter how late you come. I tried to read those court documents because Marissa, as always, I'm praising her way too much. She's getting a big head. But she took pictures of Grant's sharing of it yesterday. It was 2 a.m. when I read it. Why can't that man make a PDF file? I know he ate lead paint when he was a kid, and half his genes come from Wendy Murphy, and those are not like Sydney Sweeney's good genes. That's absolutely the way. You know that little bit of dredge that's on the bottom of a wine bottle? That's the gene pool part where Wendy Murphy comes from. But he photos everything because, oh, it's so important. And I tried to read it again, 2 a.m. I had been up for 20 hours and I couldn't understand. There was one post where I just couldn't. And then I humbly go in and say, hey, mods, you are the greatest in the world. Can you please tell me what it means? And they just start yelling at me. Marissa and Jemima, you always say, oh, you're so lucky you have them. If I had an HR department in Baker Media, well, I have, but Jamie runs it and she doesn't take her answer her phone, I would be filing complaint every day about how they yell at me. at 2 a.m. I had been working all day long, and they just start harassing me. I'm a real victim. Massachusetts has a weird system where the judges switch between civil and criminal. It just seems strange to me that the judge doesn't stick with a case from beginning to the very end. They do stick with cases from the beginning to the very end in some cases, because that's what happened in the Kearney case. She stuck with it because she was actually to be moved to another trial, to another courtroom, but said, no, I'm going to stay. So sometimes they do. I love the judge in the Corey Richards case. He's so honest and fair. He seems very nice, and I'm so mad that I got that strike back then. Helene, guten Abend. Wie geht's dir heute? Sind schon heiß heute, huh? Didn't he just get kicked out of some volunteer group that he was part of because he keeps making trouble with something with the cannabis? I never said anything to you. No, I don't dare talk to you. See, this is the abuse I suffer every day. Every single day. My ass is on the fire every day, and these women are just yelling. It's just like being married. No smecks and a lot of complaints. I hated her when I saw her again.
Of August 26th is canceled and converted to a hearing on any discovery motions at 2 p.m. We'll see you that day.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Madam Clerk.
If
Are
she
we ready on Mr. Harris?
if she contacts the court, she should be able to get the Zoom number.
No. Okay, I don't think we have two people. We're waiting on ADA Cook, I believe, Attorney Costa.
She can't find it.
Be here about 2:30.
Okay, we're waiting on
Sound should
Attorney
be on again.
Bradle. And.
But Melanie is not on Twitter, so I don't have a direct way to share stuff with Melanie.
And Attorney English, so that's all we can do right now. Have some.
Everyone thinks Grant is the only one telling the truth, and they are just trying to shut him
Oh, you know
down.
what, I can give you something now.
He's full of BS.
This.
Again, I don't have an easy access to Melanie Little because the only times I've been in contact with her were via Twitter DMs, I believe. Maybe via an email, I'm not sure. I haven't been in direct contact with her for almost a year. So I don't really have she tried sending me an email, and I'll try and send her the info back.
Need a
Because
moment, are we ready?
Thank you.
Next
That's why
is
people should have or if she's on Discord, make her friend me on Discord, and I'll send it to her.
Mr. Harris is not present. His presence was waived by his attorney, Dana Sargent. The Commonwealth is represented by Assistant District Attorneys Aubrey Spur and Amanda Mullaney. Matters on for discovery compliance. If the parties could please identify themselves for the record.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Aubrey Burr for the Commonwealth.
Good afternoon.
Aidan Mullaney again, Your Honor. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dana Sargent for Jayvon Harris. Judge, I believe he was Hayes. He refused to respond, Your Honor.
So this is on for, is it the motion to allow the defense to inspect and photograph?
So that was the, they wanted to inspect the residence 63 and 61 Lawn Ave.
Yeah.
So I sent notice to the owner and current residents of the two.
If I don't have a direct
residences, I
line,
spoke with
I
the
can't
owner.
send it
He said
directly
he's
to
happy
her,
to coordinate a time for this
she can send
inspection
me
to
an
happen.
email. I can
Commonwealth
respond
wants
to it.
to have an inspection as well. So what we've talked about is defense investigator and the representative from the Commonwealth that'll also inspect will coordinate a date, contact Mr. Liu, that's the owner.
And no, there's
of
no
the,
hateful people
of
here,
the
and
property,
everyone.
and it can be inspected at that
Don't,
time.
Okay, that's fine. So Judge, I'd ask the court to
If
allow
Melanie
the order.
asked me
So the
for a link and I
landlord
want to
had-
send it,
My private investigator
do
spoke
it,
with the landlord
and,
who would be cooperative, as would one of
that's
the two
fine.
tenants. It appears the other tenant may be less cooperative. So with the court order, the Quincy Police could certainly get us in to view it. Just ordered it. Awesome, Judge. Additionally,
yeah, people
I went to the
should
clerk's
also
office to get
just
copies
calm the
of paper
drama a little bit.
165, 179, 180, 181. They said there was no order that could be released to council. Could I ask that order be made? What are they?
You
Numbers
touched
again?
the little thing.
I have to have them in front of me. I don't have them all memorized,
If
unfortunately.
you do
Juvenile
up here,
probation
you can
record.
see that
Yes.
blue thing. Touch that. Says replace pin. Do it again. Replace pin. Then you can switch between the feeds. I've said it 5 times now. If she tries to send me an email because I don't have a DM,
so they're-
I can send it to her. I
The
need
juvenile
her to
probation rec,
contact me, and I'll
165.
send
Yeah, you can
her
look at
the
that.
link, please.
And I would just ask Cheryl
Don't
that the
ask
copy of the
25,000
inspected
times
copy,
more.
whatever
I
gets
will.
produced as well.
I did already say I will
Yeah.
share it with her.
Thank you.
It's all allowed. Thank you. That's all those records you saw at the last time. Yes, Your Honor. I remember that.
Hey,
Yeah, all right.
motorboat.
And lastly, Your Honor, the Commonwealth has a protective order which it intends to file today before providing counsel with some other records we have received. If defense counsel signs it, then I would ask Your Honor to review and sign as well. I
Yeah,
could
sure.
sign up
Have you shown it to Mr. Sergeant?
Yeah, I'll sign it briefly, but
Why don't you sign it? I'll sign it, and then we'll get done.
If you're on mute, please mute, if you're on Zoom, please mute your cell phone.
I believe, and I believe,
They muted court. I think I have her email somewhere, but I can't remember because I haven't been in direct contact with her since before she got off Twitter, I think. So again, please, I think I said it the last time as well. Send me an email. It's way easier that way. Then I'll have her number and she can text me and say, another person already reached out to me before the stream and said, hey, can we please? And it's not me who muted the courtroom. It's the courtroom who muted the courtroom because there's a call-in user on it, I think. But it's just easier if people contact me directly or because I have a shared email that me and Marissa use, so Marissa potentially can share it. Again, sharing is caring, and caring is sharing. And hopefully we can all go along, get along. And the good thing, there's enough streamers out there so you can find the one you love and leave the ones you might not like. And it's a big old net. We don't have to all agree or disagree. And we don't have to fight each other because we like different people. I didn't fight the guy who hooked up with my ex-wife after because I didn't like her. I don't know why the courtroom muted themselves. This is courtroom number 1. Yeah, he said the one on the cell phone, could you please mute yourself? So I think that's why they muted court. Justice served is right up here. Oh, that's the wrong one. Marissa taught me how to change the scenes. I'm so proud of myself.
Motion to,
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you. Okay.
Oh my God. That's great. And Norfolk Superior Court, I'm sorry, the Essex Superior Court closed because the air conditioner.
No, it's not. As you can see, I am muted.
Oh my God, Joe. Okay.
You got the replacement contract?
Yes, we did, yeah.
And you went through it and everything's there?
Hey,
Well,
she just want to
no.
support the baker. As I said,
I don't think it's from you, but there's.
everyone's welcome as long as they play nice.
That expire.
The link search.
No,
The link.
Marissa has denied me any contact with Plevin.
I presume the case. So they're going ahead for us this one.
Lock seven.
It's a problem.
No.
No, they probably have it set as they.
We probably have what? Right, yeah, lock seven. Can't open them now, but lock seven. Yeah. Right.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Council, are we ready?
Yes.
Pray for me, all. Jamie's driving. Oh, stay safe, Iris. Stay away from the garage doors.
Would you mind talking at the podium? Because
And say hi
I
to
can't
her.
hear you half the time when you're talking this way to the judge. It's my vacation. Sure. I know.
You're taking away my advantages here.
Sorry.
That's Cosgrove.
For the record, before the court numbers 4, 5, and 9, Commonwealth versus Aiden Carney, 23 CR 313, 24 CR 43, and 25 CR 88. Carney is present. If the parties could please identify themselves for the record.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Robert Cosgrove for the Commonwealth.
Good afternoon. Timothy Bradle for the defendant, I bet.
Nice
to see you.
For the defense.
How are you? I'm Mr.
Healy,
Kearney.
with me, Judge. This is my client, Aiden Carney, in the middle.
Good afternoon. All right. What do we have today?
Well, we have a bit of an agenda here for you, Your Honor.
Go right ahead.
Can I go through?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. Your Honor, we're back here on discovery issues that have been going on. As you know, the automatic discovery certainly is due at or before the pretrial conference, which was like over a year ago. And we've been going back and forth with this. And if you just peruse the docket, I'm not going to go through it because I know these kind of tedious discovery hearings are awful for everybody. But if you peruse the docket, you'll see all kinds of motions to compel. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, go ahead, Mr.
Yep,
Bradle. I'm
thank
sorry.
you.
I left my notes. I took some notes.
No, that's okay. I appreciate you taking.
Yeah, and then I left it in the lobby. So,
We're willing to wait for you, Your Honor.
no, Mr. Summers went to get it. Takes good care of me. Mr. Bradle, go right ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. So if you peruse the docket, Judge, you'll see all kinds of motions to compel, and it's just not happening. It's just not happening. So putting the issue of, you know, whether it's an intentional thing or a, you know, just not getting it right kind of thing, nonetheless, we need these items. They're exculpatory. You know, if this was just regular discovery, I might ask for a ruling that the Commonwealth may not use certain items they haven't given us, but this is exculpatory stuff that we need. One of the most important highlights, Your Honor.
So I went through it. These
Yeah,
are
go
what
ahead.
my notes are. You want access to different items in a form that you can see on your computer, right?
Right. We can't open what we got.
You want something about somebody that's allegedly a government agent, right?
Yes.
You want digital copies of some documents You want videos that were taken by the Commonwealth of the rolling rally? The Brady list, right?
Yes.
All right. Is there anything else?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's a whole host of items.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the first thing, Judge, is that I don't know if you heard, but it was all over the media, but we got 4,000 blank pages after we were here last time when the Commonwealth said, oh, we gave them 5,000 pages. 4,000 were blank. And now the Commonwealth wants us to give back the thumb drive that has some things on it minus the 4,000 pages. So last time we gave something back, we never saw it again, and they still don't want to give it to us. And that's the Gattani extraction.
Yeah, I read that.
The redacted extraction.
There's another motion, a pro se motion on that.
Yeah. So, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Judge.
No, go ahead.
So it's been like 9 months, and we don't have the redacted extraction that the Commonwealth promised me. I look back at my emails on July 9th, 2024, saying it would be ready for pickup. And it just never happened. So now they are apparently doing a 180 in their filing saying, go get it from your friends, Mr. Carney. And I don't really understand that. I don't think it's a serious response. And the Commonwealth owes us the discovery, the redacted discovery. And I ask that you order that forthwith.
Okay. Let me hear from Mr. Cosgrove on that.
All right. Many of these issues, Your Honor, I addressed in my filing. I have been working diligently to get Mr. Bradel the discovery, despite some obstacles. If Your Honor would be kind enough to go through the list that you just went through with Mr. Bradel one by one, I will respond to them individually.
Yeah. Commonwealth video of the rolling rally.
All right. The Commonwealth has provided at least 2 copies of the video to the rolling rally, one of them in the format specifically requested by Mr. Kearney. The last time it was provided was, I think, about 6 months ago. The first I heard that he was having a problem with it was the motion that he filed on the last date. As I indicated to Your Honor in my filing, I had notified Mr. Bradel of dates that he could come over to the office and we would attempt to show him the video and resolve that, which was his suggestion in the first place.
Oh, yeah, I remember reading.
And I got no response.
Mr. Bradel, when are you going to go over to see Mr. Cosgrove and look at this?
So, Judge, that's a separate category, okay? I don't think,
Let me start with this. When are you going to go over to Mr.
Cosgrove? We'll be happy to go over it. We're not concerned with that aspect of it. We're concerned with the stuff that they were supposed to give us. We can put that aside, the stuff that they tried to give us,
right,
and it didn't work, that it's not the right format. Nobody can open it short of Bill Gates. And, that stuff, I'm confident with our team, there's some really good computer people on our team that can figure it out. And we've said to them, just do this, and they haven't done that. So if we have to go over there,
Mr. Cosgrove has said to you, come to the office.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
Yeah, we will, and that's not what this hearing is about as far as we're concerned. There's a ton of other stuff that doesn't require that.
That's fine. Go ahead, Mr. Cosgrove.
And the second item, Your Honor?
Let's see. I have the Brady list.
I had indicated to Mr. Bradel that I would provide that information 30 days before evidentiary hearing or trial, whichever came first.
I think, and then you said you'd give it to him by September 3rd in your memo?
Yes.
I'll order that. I'll order you to give it to him by September 3rd. So that takes care of that.
What's next, Your Honor?
Okay. Let's see. We have I think we get to then the, supposedly somebody working as a government agent.
Oh,
Krusty.
that would be Catherine Peter, I believe.
Yeah. All right. So tell me about that.
Well, Catherine Peter is relevant basically to the Lindsay Gattani cases. She is a former employee, as I understand it, of Mr. Kearney. He and she had a falling out over issues that don't concern the Commonwealth long before this case was originated, and basically exchanged negative posts about one another. From time to time, she has emailed usually Lieutenant Tully.
No, I'm not interested in the specifics, but more so, I think in your filing that I have in front of me, you have replaced the defective thumb drive. Am I correct?
Yes.
Mr. Bradel, do you have that?
We do, Judge.
All right, so then that's taken care of.
Yes.
All right, great. All right, that's good. Provide.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So then we go to the next one, which is a digital copy of all communications from District Attorney Morrissey to civilian witnesses. And it gives a list of names. And then it says that from Mr. Bradel's point of view, that the Commonwealth hasn't provided complete discovery. Go right ahead, Mr. Cosgrove.
Well, I don't know what he thinks he's missing, number one. Number two, what the Commonwealth is obligated to do under the rule is to provide statements of witnesses.
Yeah.
It's not obligated to provide the electronic information which may accompany it, any more than when it turns over a photograph, it's required to provide who the photographer was, that sort of information. I think this information, I have an inquiry in, would be difficult to access and provide. The Commonwealth has spent literally days assembling statements of witnesses, which are voluminous because it includes all kinds of emails that the witnesses have made to the district attorney's office, and those have been harvested by means of electronic system called ETOS by using term searches, and then people have gone through them and screened them, and I have screened them for compliance with Rule 14, generously construed, and those have been turned over. I can conceive of certain situations where electronic information might be exculpatory, and I think that's an issue that can be raised on a email by email basis. For example, if it were, if you had an email from somebody and their location at the time that they sent the email undid or provided an alibi or something like that, that would be exculpatory. It should be turned over. But in the ordinary course, all this does is provide information to the defendant that is irrelevant and is not required to be turned over. I think these are issues that can wait for a determination as we approach trial as to whether something is material and admissible.
Okay. Mr. Bradel, can you comment on that?
Yes, Judge. So this is the metadata issue?
This is the individual, well, it's a digital copy of all communications from District Attorney Morrissey to civilian witnesses.
Oh, yes. Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
And it lists a whole slew of people.
Sure. So, Judge, the Commonwealth in this case has been going to the mattresses, so to speak, to keep this stuff from us. And meanwhile, the employer of the special prosecutor has released a FOIA of these items. which, just to move ahead for a sec, the fact that they released all this stuff pretty much obliterates this Commonwealth's impoundment privacy argument. But while we've been going back and forth with all this court time with keeping things secret from the defense here, the district attorney's office released 4,000 text messages from Trooper Tully as a FOIA request to the general public, while we, as defendants in a criminal matter with constitutional rights attached, have got nothing. So it's out there, this FOIA request from the employer of the special prosecutor, but not from this special prosecutor. So in terms of the integrity of this stuff, we need the special prosecutor here to give us the items in the context of this case.
The 4,000 text messages, were they related to this case, Mr. Bradel, or related to other cases?
Well, it's relevant to the Reed matter, to our matter, it's all the same alleged victims. It's actually emails, not text messages.
Okay.
But it's 4,000 pages of stuff that we've been wrangling back and forth about. Meanwhile, the district attorney's office releases them in a FOIA like a week ago. That has been bandied all over media while we've been trying to get this stuff for a long time.
Okay.
Yes, it's a good thing that we're getting it.
Yeah.
But we need the government in this case to give us what they are contending is that stuff.
Let me just go to Mr. Cosgrove for a minute. Mr. Cosgrove, were you aware of that?
The short answer is no.
Yeah.
It's, I guess, part of the price of having an independent special prosecutor, Your Honor. I don't work out of the office. I haven't been to the office within the last 2 weeks, I think. So I was not aware of that. I was aware that 12 news organizations had filed FOIA requests for information in the Karen Reed case.
Sure.
But I wasn't aware of what particularly had been released. I'll look into that.
Okay.
I will say that when Mr. Bradel says he's received nothing, that is flatly untrue.
Okay.
I agree, Judge. We got about 200 and something pages out of what was supposed to be 5,000.
So I remember the last time we were here, Mr. Cosgrove, you had said that there were 5,000 pages, or some large amount of pages. I'm not going to say 5, it might have been 3.
It was about 5,000. I think it was 4,700 and something.
Okay. Was some of that blank, or?
Well, the only information I have with respect to that was a letter from Mr. Bedrow that arrived 5 days later, complaining that the bulk of those pages were blank. I do not know why they would be. I haven't been able to figure out why they would be. As a result of that letter, I went back to the DA's office and sat down with one of their electronics people and had them make an entire new copy off of my laptop. And I actually added a little material that had come in since, provided by one of the prosecutors in the Reed case. But the bulk of it was the same 5,000 pages. I then went through that personally with the electronics person sitting by my side and ensured that each and every page was reproduced on the copy that I sent to the defendant. So,
have you sent that to Mr. Bradel or Mr. Bedrow?
I've sent it to Mr. Bradel, and I'm informed that he's got it, so I'm not quite sure why we're still talking about it.
Got it yesterday, Judge.
All right.
So haven't been able to go fully through it.
Yeah, no, sure.
It supports all sorts of other things that we're here for as well.
All right. But you did get it. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Then the next thing would be,
It's my pleasure. I like Turtleboy. And apparently I made his intro.
the next thing I see, and Mr. Bradel didn't think this was much of an issue, was the video of the Commonwealth surveillance from the rolling rally. Has that been?
I think we addressed that, Your Honor.
We can go to the office, and I'm sure that.
Yeah, okay, so that's fine. So that takes care of that. That's
Thank
good.
you.
And then,
Judge, before we move on, I don't want you to go too far off of this. So I know it's tempting to think that these 4,000 blank pages is the same thing as the 4,000 FOIA. They're different. So the first thumb drive thing with the 4,000 blank pages has been remedied, okay? But the FOIA thing that should have been given to us has never been given to us, but they're responding to FOIAs about it to everybody but Mr. Carney. So
I
it's
get
like,
that, but Mr. Cosgrove says he's gonna look into that, and I'm sure he'll give it to you.
okay, so I just didn't want you to think that was the same
No,
4,000.
I
Coincidentally,
didn't
it's
think
different.
Yeah, I didn't think that.
Okay.
All right, I didn't think that. All right, then I think it's just am I correct, Mr. Bradel? Is that the list, or are there more?
There is more, Judge.
Yeah, tell me the rest.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
sure. So within the thumb drive, the thumb drive that was just remedied and given to us, there's all sorts of attachments, and we have a disagreement about this. There's all sorts of attachments from Ms. Peter to the state trooper team and Mr. Mello, I believe it was. I don't think Mr. Cosgrove was on the case then, where Ms. Peter is repeatedly providing attachments of things to the state troopers, and she's literally working on videos for the state troopers that were exhibits in the grand jury.
Let me just hold on
What?
for a second. Mr. Cosgrove, is that part of the 5,000 pages?
Yes.
All right, so then there, you got it at least.
I wish I could say we did have it.
Yeah.
If you hit the attachment, you get that message saying nothing's there. I printed out a few of them, but I'm sure you can just take my word for it, Judge. It says no attachment, nothing found, et cetera, et cetera. They don't come up.
So that's a technical issue. I'm sure you can figure that out.
So I think it's worse. I think it's
Chris.
actually a lot.
Shut up.
Sorry, Judge.
Yeah, I'm just,
Drove it again. He says you are good to go.
Yes. All right. I'll
You're
see you
on Zoom,
shortly.
you need to-
Okay.
Thank you very much. See you in a minute. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Shut up, Frank.
Bye.
hi,
So, Your Honor, it's actually,
when does the Zoom?
yeah, it's actually a lost evidence issue, Your Honor. It's not oh, gee, we can't open it issue.
Yeah.
It's gone. I think they lost the evidence. And for whatever reason, the attachment has been taken away on the other end, okay? So this is a real bit of prejudice
That
and
was
a
Frank.
distinct bit of harm to the defense that Ms. Peter, who is a government agent, who's provided, and we'll get to this.
Let me just
False
ask Mr. Cosgrove before you go into all of that.
Sure.
Mr. Cosgrove, to the best of your knowledge, has that been turned over to Mr. Bradel and Mr. Betterow?
Has what been turned over?
Has any of the attachments that Mr. Bradel has just referred to?
Depending on what the attachment is, some of the attachments are visible
All the attachments
simply
should
by
be visible.
clicking on it. Others that specifically Mr. Betterow has inquired about, to the extent that I can resurrect them, I have sent them along to him and will continue to do that. I haven't worked my way entirely through his letter. But what happened, Your Honor, is this. Lieutenant Tully, who is the recipient of most of these, has the practice of not clicking on unsolicited links that are sent to him on email, so he doesn't access them. Now, if someone is
Bullshit.
sending him a reference to something that is online, he may check with that person and ask the person, where can I find it online? And then he will go himself and look for it online. For example, Mr. Kearney's YouTube presentations that were introduced to the grand jury. All of those were things that Lieutenant Tully found himself online. He may have been pointed to them by Ms. Peter. He may have been pointed to them by one of the alleged victims who complained about them. May have been pointed to them by multiple sources. But he never clicked on whatever it was that was sent, in part because he's working off a computer system, an office computer system, and there's caution about infecting it with unsolicited links. So So these were never accessed, in effect, by the Commonwealth. If the links are now dead, we've never seen them. The links are dead presumably because whoever sent them took them off the internet. So
This would be some text from somebody with a link to a video or something else. And so you'd have the text, but not what the attachment is?
you'd have the text, you'd have a link to a video.
I get it. Okay.
You click on the link now and
Yeah.
nothing happens. Whether if Lieutenant Tully had clicked on the link
Right.
6 months or a year or 18 months, it would have taken him somewhere. Probably would, but he didn't.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Mr. Bradle.
Couple of things, Your
Go
Honor.
ahead.
Bit of a red herring to kind of suggest that, oh, some crazy person from the internet is sending me something and I don't want to look at it. That's not this. This is a government agent, Catherine Peter, sending them stuff that she's working with them. And you know, you mentioned an evidentiary hearing the other day, Judge. I think we should have an evidentiary hearing on this discovery stuff. Let's bring in Mrs. Peter and let's find this stuff because this is important stuff, and I'll tell you why in a second.
Yes.
But this isn't some unknown person. This is someone who repeatedly emails to the state police and Mr. Mello, so in other words, and the government and the prosecution and the Commonwealth, and is actively assisting the Commonwealth, providing links to certain things. So they're gone. And so let me just jump ahead. One of the things that's missing is Ms. Peter, and we know this from the new emails that we got last night. Ms. Peter changed the titles of Mr. Carney's shows that were these 4-hour shows, Your Honor, that had innocent titles, like, you know, for example, Karen Reed case, where's Michael Proctor? Amiri King wants to fight Turtleboy, Canton updates, anti-Bev Canoni out of control. So it's a title that encapsulates a 4-hour show. That was his work. Ms. Peter changed those titles, provided it to the Commonwealth, told Lieutenant Tully in the emails that we have about changing the titles. So they knew. And then they put those titles in as exhibits. We found this out, of course, after the McCarthy-Odell motion. And these titles are different. These titles are very incriminatory. And they suggest they impact Mr. Carney's alleged intent to intimidate witnesses. The titles were all changed, and I can proffer up a spreadsheet of the actual titles and then what she changed them to in these attachments that, oh, gee, now we can't open them. So do the math on that, if I may approach, John.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, John.
And
This
so
is beyond ridiculous.
we have now learned that we have a grand jury that was listening to these video clips with titles like, you know, I'm going to kick Colin Albert's ass. And that's just me paraphrasing, but nasty titles. Give me another copy of this one. Yeah. Trying to destroy Colin's life. The actual title is Commonwealth tells more lies about John O'Keefe's GPS data. That's his real title. And these were suggested to be Mr. Carney's expressions, which of course would be used as his bad intent. And they're false and they're lies, and they were done, and we know this from the emails, from this Catherine Peter person.
Yeah, so what does this have to do with?
So these are attachments that we can't open. There's an example of attachments that are exculpatory and incriminatory to the Commonwealth that we can't even open. So
these YouTube, so on the side of the document where it has the link, your allegation is that you can't open up any of these.
No, I'm sorry. That's if you wanted to see for yourself. But the other two columns are what Ms. Peter made those titles.
Yeah, no, I get that.
and then the regular
Yeah, no,
title.
she changed.
Yeah, and that was
according to
used-
This document, she changed.
That was published to the grand jury as Mr. Carney's work. And it was even argued in Mr. Cosgrove's, one of his recent filings, he argued that, about how these things are so aptly titled, is what he wrote. You may remember that. And this is all false evidence.
Okay.
So, you know, this
They're looking for us to do with it, though.
I'm looking to ask to take you up on your offer to have a hearing on an evidentiary hearing where we bring these people in and we get to the bottom of how Ms. Peters' work for the Commonwealth went. And that also impacts, and see, this is all interrelated, Judge. We want Attorney Mello on the stand for this too, because he's the one that presented this false evidence
File a motion
to the grand
for all
jury.
this. I'll take a look at whatever you file, but I think we're kind of getting off track a little bit in terms of what the
Yep.
Commonwealth owes you. That's what I'm concerned.
Okay, I know, I hear what you're saying on that
Yeah.
issue, but we did file a motion to disqualify Mello, who's been, you know, not able allegedly to be here, but he can be on Zoom. Whenever there's a hearing where Mr. Carney's bail might get revoked, he's right on the Zoom watching. But, you know, that's another thing we'd like to do here today is ask the court to schedule an evidentiary hearing on
Gotta write a motion.
we did, Judge, I filed two.
For an evidentiary hearing? Is it
Yeah.
a new one?
Yes, a motion to disqualify. We have two pending. In fact, Judge Rayburn, I believe it was, set the hearing, and he alleged that he was sick and couldn't come, and it's been in abeyance forever. So we have, Judge. I don't want to, you know, bury the court.
So, sidebar. Let's pay the bills. In breaking news, AOL is shutting down. I read that one. Thank you, T-Rex. I found you through Next Witness videos. Wish I would have been sooner. Well, I'm Rexy, and you know it. Thank you for joining us. And thank you, Next Witness, for using my clips and finding me entertaining enough to put in there. The last one, I just made I think they're stupid comment. Swear jar fund because we are in Massachusetts. Thank you, Jemima. Take your time, Cozy. Jeez. Thank you, Marissa. Yeah, this man can't finish a sentence in under an hour. Very special government agent, Krusty Panties. I want that woman on the stand, under oath, telling us exactly what deals she has. And yes, please hit the
How
subscribe.
everything's interrelated.
I'm less than
And
200 away from 2,000.
With respect to the
No, less than
disqualification issue,
1,200
this is
away from
another issue where Mello's
20,000.
involved in this, what we would contend is a conspiracy to put false evidence in front of the grand jury that we figured out. And it was used and argued it was a misrepresentation of Mr. Carney's intent. Because when you would put a title like that on something.
So this is what I'm trying to get you back to, though, Mr.
All right, go ahead, Judge.
What do you need? What else do you say that Mr. Cosgrove has as the special prosecutor that he hasn't turned over to you? We went through that list of items. I just want to get you back on track.
Sure, okay. So, Judge, there's a November 1st email that we can't get the links off of that, and that's important. If I could just have one moment.
Yeah.
Well, YouTube sometimes deletes them, but thank you so much.
That's the exact email with the links to this, fake links to this that we can't open. And it's not a thing like, it's not a thing where, oh, well, let's go back to the office and fix it. It literally says, Google Docs, it says, sorry, the file you have requested does not exist. So it's gone.
Okay.
So why did this person make it go away? And I think we know why, but that's why I want to ask you for that hearing too. But so we want the government to, in writing, tell us what links they have and what links, where did they go? We want them to respond in writing to why there's lost evidence.
Okay, let me just talk to Mr.
They have what we have, and they can figure out where they went to the same extent that the Commonwealth can. The Commonwealth has not deleted any links.
All right, I'll take that under advisement. What else you got?
It says, Judge, literally, the files have been deleted.
Okay.
It doesn't say they've been deleted by the Commonwealth.
So would the court consider
She's an
ordering
agent of the Commonwealth.
We'll tell them what links we can open, and they need to give some sort of an explanation why this is lost evidence.
Why don't you give us a list of the links that can't be opened?
All right, thank you.
And send it to Mr. Cosgrove. And Mr. Cosgrove, I just ask perhaps if you give us an explanation as to why they can't be opened.
Sure, I will give you an explanation. I will consult with our experts, but I can almost guarantee, Your Honor, that the explanation is going to be that whoever is at the other end of the link removes the content.
That very well might be it, but I think it would.
Was she ordered to do
if
it?
it was in writing, it would probably be the best.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that, Your Honor.
That's great. What else, Mr. Brady? What else?
So, Judge, we talked about the Kearney redacted extraction, excuse me. So can I get a copy of that? We don't have it. We've been looking for it for 9 months. Can you order?
What is it, the redacted?
The redacted extraction.
Okay.
Of her phone.
But you had the document at one point.
We had it. Judge Krupp ordered us to destroy it and give it back, which we did.
Yeah.
And just 9 months ago, we never got it back.
The redaction back.
Right.
Okay. Mr. Cosgrove.
I object.
Okay. Tell me why.
Well, there's a long history on this, Your Honor, and I went into it in one of my memoranda at length. In the original course, the Commonwealth and the defense entered into an agreement that they would return the original extraction and that we would provide them with a redacted version limited to those things that we felt they were entitled to under Rule 14. I asked Lieutenant Tully to prepare that. He did that. I sent Mr. Bradel a notice. I don't recall when, but the date is in my memorandum saying it's available at the office. Come over, pick it up, or let us know how you want to get it. And I believe I also indicated that there was some additional material on the thumb drive with that extraction. Mr. Bradel never picked it up. In the meantime, came back to court for various reasons that are, I believe, still presently impounded, although I believe Mr. Kearney referred to them on one of his YouTube shows. For various reasons, Mr. Bradel indicated that he needed to keep the original thumb drive. Those reasons were unrelated to any issues in this case, but I was persuaded that he should be able to do that at least temporarily. We struck an agreement with respect to the use of that thumb drive, and there was a subsequent reduction of that or a modification of that to writing at Mr. Bradel's request that was endorsed by the court. And then in the Commonwealth's view, which the defense, I believe, still disputes, Mr. Kearney immediately went out and violated those restrictions. So I then filed a motion in front of Judge Krupp requesting an order that the thumb drive be returned. Now, at that point, Your Honor, the defense had the full unredacted thumb drive in its possession, custody, and control for some 9 months. Mr. Kearney had publicly stated on his YouTube presentations that he had provided the contents, a duplicate of the contents of that thumb drive to any number of other people. But the physical thumb drive was ordered returned by Judge Krupp, and it was returned. In the meantime, the defendant had been presenting what I would consider to be various material irrelevant to the case, designed to embarrass and humiliate Ms. Gattani. There was a reference, for example, to her DoorDash orders. There was the defendant picking out a phone number more or less at random and said, well, here's a number that she apparently calls a lot. Let's see who this is, and calling out the number live and dialing it live on his YouTube show. There was a reference to her ex-husband's daughters, if I have it correctly, and what they thought of Ms. Kearney, and so forth and so on. Judge Krupp allowed that motion at a provision that I agreed to, but I think was initially suggested by Mr. Brady. The defense was allowed 2 weeks before they turned the thumb drive over, or approximately that amount, to take notes on anything they thought was relevant on the thumb drive, and then it was returned. As far as I'm concerned, they had it. They had an opportunity to examine it. I assume they did examine it. If they have time to go into the kind of trivia and side roads that Mr. Kearney went on to. I don't think at this point that the Commonwealth has an obligation to jump through further hoops and re-provide them with a different version.
All right, I'll take that under advisement.
May I be heard on that, Judge?
I think you already were.
No, because
I'll give you 30
claimed
seconds.
he didn't pick it up.
Yeah, Judge, there's no violation. If there was a violation by my client, I say bring it on. There's never been an allegation of a violation. If there was a violation, you know this Commonwealth would have done something about it. There was never a violation. They agreed to give it back. We don't have it. We were allowed to take note of it, but we were ordered by Judge Krupp to destroy it and not have any of it until we got the redacted one back.
Let me ask you this. Did you have it for 9 months?
Yes.
Thereabouts?
Yes.
Did you have a chance to look at it?
Yes, we looked at it, but we were told to destroy it. We don't have any evidence from it. It's destroyed. We were told, ordered by Judge Krupp to destroy it. We need another copy of it. We need the extracted copy of it.
You need the redacted copy.
Hey, we're happy to take the redacted copy,
That's
of course.
fine. All right, under advisement.
All
What
right,
else
thank
you got, Mr. Brady?
Judge, so
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
just have one moment, please.
Yeah, no, take your time.
No, this is Brady. AJ has nothing to do with Aiden's case.
Judge, impoundment. As I alluded to earlier, the fact that the sovereign of the special prosecutor here has already released much of the items the government here is trying to keep private, I think it's completely.
Are these impounded or under a protective order?
Judge, I would say that I don't think it matters, Judge.
I think legally it does, doesn't it?
Well, it's a similar examination, Judge. Okay, it's a protective order. Things are impounded by either a judicial order keeping judicial documents private, or you could say, and I think the parlance is that if something is under a protective order, it's impounded from view from people.
Right.
So I think it's just sort of a parlance issue. I think, frankly, the government was splitting hairs when it was trying to say that.
But you have all the documents, right? Everything that's under a protective order, you have as Mr. Carney's lawyer.
Judge, we have the documents that are under protective order because, as I alluded to last time, we're sort of under the gun of having to agree to it to get them, and we need these documents. So at the time, but this is a serious deprivation of the public's rights to know, Judge. The public is the victim here, and these are documents that are kept private for no good reason. Whether it's you want to call it an impoundment or a protective order, there's no legal basis for it, Your Honor. As I said last time, things that show government malfeasance.
What's the basis for a protective order, though? We were discussing that today. Do you have any case law that you could point to on exactly what it is that the government, the hoops that they have to jump through to get a protective order?
Judge, I filed 8 pages on it last time.
Yeah, but give me some of the cases that you think are the most important. Because that was actually something we were working on today, trying to
Well, Judge, the first order of business on that is that the burden's on the Commonwealth here.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So,
I agree.
you know-
Maybe I should ask that question to Mr. Cosgrove.
No,
But
we'll never
I'll
get,
ask it to
out
you
of here.
first, and then I'll go to Mr. Cosgrove, because the burden is on the Commonwealth. I agree with that. But these protective orders are already in place. So I understand you have the constitutional argument that you and Mr. Betterow have profit about the public's right to know. I get that part. But just in terms of a practical.
Thank you.
Yeah.
1 second, please, Your Honor.
Yeah. No, take your time.
So, Judge, paragraph 3 of my filing last time, Aiden Carney's motion to release case documents from impoundment. Paragraph 3, New England Internet Cafe LLC versus Clerk of Superior Court, Suffolk County, 462 Mass 76. Public has a right of access to judicial documents and a right to understand and observe the operation and work of the judicial branch. They're presumptively public documents. There's a common law right of access to judicial records. So that's sort of that's where we start, is that these records need to be in the public's view. And so the burden is on the government to say why. And then just to carry through, just going to allude to what I said last time, is that when there's corruption or malfeasance, embarrassment, that's not a reason to hide documents from the public. That's a reason to show the documents to the public of the government's missteps. And in this case, there's been a lot of them. And that's really what the government is saying, like, oh, we can't have Mr. Proctor's emails because there's a safety issue. You know, there's always a safety issue. It's either children or a safety issue. There's no safety issue. There's no children involved. It's just embarrassment. He's well on record to show all sorts of horrible things that he's said in his texts or emails or wherever. But and so the idea that we're going to hide any more of it is ridiculous. And the other issue, Judge, is that of the ones that we get, there's never the full story. There's like one screenshot of someone's text, and then there's no responses. There's no, you know, there's just a one little thing that they hope we're going to look at and be satisfied with. There's never any context to this stuff. So that's another discovery aspect.
Let me give the floor to Mr. Cosgrove then about the protective orders. I agree with your filings, Mr. Cosgrove, that these are protective orders as opposed to impounded. So I'll start with that.
All right, Your Honor. And let me just say, as I previously indicated, the release of certain public records is new to me. If Mr. Bradel wants to go through the public records that were released and compare them with the material that is presently under protective order and identify any of those particular things, I'm happy to assent to their release from the protective order, because obviously if they're out there, they're out there, and the protective order isn't really serving any purpose as to those particular materials. Now, with that said, in terms of cases, Your Honor, I would direct Your Honor's attention to the case law in particular cited on page 2 and 3 of my brief that talks about the validity of discovery orders in terms of discovery protective orders as opposed to things that are actually documents filed with the court. I think that's the pertinent case law to direct you to.
Okay.
I would also, Your Honor, like to direct you, if I could, to a YouTube presentation, which is essentially a commentary on the opposition I filed. Mr. Kearney did about an hour and 10 minutes of his own commentary on my filing. It's in YouTube episode 795, entitled, and I'll leave it to the defense to correct me if I get the title wrong, Cosgrove Gets Frisky, What Happened on the Cape, Twitter Shenanigans. And if you start at about 141 at that presentation,
The judge is
and if you
laughing.
can stand it, Your Honor, follow through to about 350, you'll hear Mr. Kearney's explanation as to what he wants these matters released for. And I would characterize his comments somewhat tendentiously as saying, apart from some quibbles about whether I got the titles of his YouTube shows correctly, Mr. Kearney's response is, everything Cosgrove says I want to do with these documents is exactly what I want to do, and so what?
Okay. All right. Well, Judge, if you look at my filing, there's about 35 cases in there that talk about all this stuff dead on point. And there's no Turtleboy exception to the First Amendment, okay? Everybody out there has got this stuff, and Mr. Carney is not allowed to look at it or use it. It's ridiculous. Every journalist on Twitter is citing this stuff, and he's got to sit here. The guy that broke half of the stuff in the Kearney case, he's got to sit here and not touch it and not do anything. It's ridiculous. It's totally abhorrent. And
so these 400 things that were released on the FOIA request.
4,000.
4,000.
4,000. Oh.
Can someone go back and see what the title
have a
was
copy of
and
those?
check if it's correct?
Everybody's got a copy of those.
Yeah.
Rusty,
I don't have a copy, Your Honor, but I assume I could get it.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Perhaps, I know it's voluminous, but
We can give you a link, Judge. It's easy. It's nothing.
okay.
You like a link?
Yeah, that's fine. If you could just maybe write it out.
No problem.
Thank
all
you.
right. Do we have
Seriously.
anything else?
We do, Judge. I'm
What
sorry.
else we got?
A lot here today.
I just would like to make one more submission.
Yeah, go right ahead.
With respect to the issue that we're
Yeah.
on. One of the points that I made, Your Honor, in my memorandum is that there's a cycle here, which is that Mr. Kearney continues to post things about the witnesses in his case and the
He's allowed
Karen
to.
Reed case on a regular basis.
he's allowed
That
to.
provokes typically the witnesses to complain to the district attorney's office. That generates statements which need to be turned over in discovery. And I made the point that turning over much of this material, I don't know what public interest there is, for example, in an email where someone says she received an anonymous threatening phone call, which she attributes to a Kearney post, whether rightly or wrongly, other than to, I just don't know what the public interest is in that kind of thing. The public does not have an interest in going through everybody's cell phone, underwear drawer, et cetera, et cetera. So just to drive home the point that Mr. Kearney is continuing on a almost daily basis to publish tendentious commentary about these people, I want to call to Your Honor's attention something that came to my attention this morning that he posted 24 hours ago.
Get into the
Let me
anti-Semitism.
take a look at it.
Anti-Semitism, so it can really be blown out of the water. Come on,
Thank you.
let's get that.
I think he missed a few of his usual targets, but most of them are there. I'm not suggesting that this is a violation.
Then why are you turning it
I'm not suggesting
over?
that it's criminally actionable. I am suggesting that it would help Your Honor conceptualize the use that he's going to make to any of this material that's under protective order.
Yes. And Krusty, who works for the Commonwealth, can attack Aiden constantly online, but Aiden, if he ever says anything, can't. Well, we don't know if Krusty works for the Commonwealth.
Okay.
He just sends links.
I looked at it. I get the point.
All right, that's all I have, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Brady, what else you got?
Judge, I can, just watching you peruse Mr. Carney's publications, okay? Thomas Paine, Samuel Adams, Mark Twain would be spinning in their graves if they saw that a judge was looking at First Amendment protected satire, jokes, criticism, as if there's some risk that this stuff should be sanctionable. It's just completely antithetical to the First Amendment, Your Honor.
Okay, I don't want Mark Twain to feel poorly about me.
Really.
So,
It's just ridiculous that the government, you know, proffers that as some sort of evidence of something is just completely beyond the pale, okay? This is all First Amendment protected.
I get your point. I get your point.
So
You've made it very well.
So there's a few more things, Judge, about this impounding these.
The impoundment I get, so I get your arguments on that.
One little
Do you have
fact.
any other discovery issues?
Yes.
What else
Can
you
I
got?
give you one quick fact?
Yeah.
These people that the government is trying to protect with these impoundment orders that they need, or protective orders, they're doing interviews. The McCabe, the Alberts, Proctor, they've all done nationwide interviews. And yet the government wants to say, oh, we need to protect them from safety because of keep their stuff private. They're doing interviews. So that ship has sailed, Your Honor. All of their stuff needs to be unimpounded for our use, for our ability to use it without these constraints, and for the public's right to know, Judge. It just needs to be out there. There's no reason to keep it.
No, I get your point. All right. Is there any other pieces of discovery that
Yes, Judge.
that you want to argue about? Because I have, I got some other things we have to do, some other cases. We have 2 other cases left. Mr. Bradle, I don't want to rush you, but.
He seems like a good judge.
Going back to the Mello issue, Judge. So Prosecutor Mello was the one that was working with Ms. Peter on these phony clips. And we need his emails too on this stuff. And I hope you're not going to say, oh, okay, file a Rule 17. Because I did that with respect to Morrissey's emails. And I was told by Judge Krupp, and I think it's the law of the case now, that no, that's a Rule 14 issue because it's in the possession of the prosecuting authority. So it should be Rule 14 discovery that Mello is communicating with Kate Peter, and it's been undisputed and it's been revealed in this case 100% that Mello's been talking on the phone with the other complainant here, Gattani, and we have only incomplete screenshots and inconsistent screenshots with respect to what's on the phones versus what really happened. And we need a written explanation from the government as to why there's inconsistencies in the discovery, and I'll tell you what that is in a second. But also, we need the full text report. We have these cherry-picked little texts. And like I said before, it's obvious that it was a string, and we get like one email with no responses or no prior context. And it's like they're hoping we just go away as they give us one thing. But it's not, the context isn't there, the full email strings aren't there. And we've made this complaint many times and it doesn't go anywhere. So I'd ask that you order the Commonwealth to either give us the stuff or respond in writing why they can't find it, don't know what I'm talking about, or whatever their position's going to be.
These are the Mello emails you're talking about?
So we want Mello emails because he's talking directly to Gattani and Peter.
Yeah.
And we have a couple snippets of them, but it's clear there's other ones from the context that we don't have.
All right, I got you.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Mr. Cosgrove.
Well, I believe I turned over the Mello emails in the last round of discovery, and that generated a chiding letter from Mr. Betterow saying that you've had these for a couple of months now. We should have got them sooner. So I'm not, so far as I know, they have the Mello emails.
Right.
Okay. That being said, I think we should pick another date.
So Judge, just the last thing on that.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. That's fine.
For example, Judge, there's a very important group text between Morrissey, Proctor, Tully, and others. And we have like one email from it that points up an extremely provocative issue relative to Proctor saying, why don't we just arrest them about my client? And there's no other discovery on it. There's a perfect example of cherry picking, why we need answers on this stuff. We need more. And there's also, Judge, there's inconsistencies in what we were given, where there'll be, and here's my last thing. Well, there's a list of text messages from discovery that we've been given. And then online, Ms. Peter, it's related to this Ms. Peter again, she publishes a string of text. It's the same string, and there's more emails, or text rather, there's more text in her string that she published online than in the discovery we got. So it's kind of a smoking gun that something was taken out of the discovery we got out of an extraction. And sure enough, we checked with Celebrate, the extractor has that ability to unclick a box to deprive the recipient of something, and the recipient has no idea. So there's a smoking gun here, Judge, that's why this isn't a normal case. I don't think you've ever heard me talking this deep about getting discovery. And here we are because of real reasons, Your Honor. And I hope that the court can give us this relief.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, why don't we pick a date for anything further that you might have?
Does the court want to suggest a date? I haven't had too much luck suggesting dates myself lately.
We think September?
So, Judge, in the meantime, would the court order production of some of those written responses? And
Yeah, I'll issue an order on the written responses.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, what written response?
I think he's asked you to give written responses as to, for instance, the links and things like that, what can be open, what can't.
Oh, yes. Well, I just indicate that Your Honor indicated that Mr. Brady was going to provide me with a list that I would respond to, so I would just hope your order would take that into account.
Fair enough, Mr. Cosgrove, fair enough.
And Judge, just to the suggestion that, we should tell him what links we can't open. We can't open a single link. There you go. Compliance.
All right. Give me a date that works for the both of you.
September
24th, 25th?
I can't do the 25th.
Then it's Wednesday, 24th. That's 2 days
24th
after
is
Kearney
fine.
civil trial
That'll be at
starts.
2 p.m.
We'll see you on September 24th at 2.
Mr. Carney, your cases are continued to September 24th at 2 p.m. for further discovery.
Okay, thank you all.
Thank you. I know, I was going to say the first one with the prior. Yeah. We got
We get 88 cooks.
like, that's what I mean. It's so, it's so ridiculous. That, like,
no around.
What do you mean, they're so- okay. Well, we also need,
that he would cite that as some sort of problem. She can.
or Ethan.
Let's listen to the hot mic.
Can't be Colin. No.
We need 88 cooks. Homavia. Hopefully we do that first, that'll be quick.
That was today. Oh, thank you so much, Jim Cox, for gifting a Broken Baker membership to Need Some Sleep. Welcome, Jim Cox. No, thank you, Jim Cox, for gifting a membership. That's what I am trying to say. What an absolute shit show we again got, because Father Time doesn't know that newfangled thing, the internet. Al Gore, that devious young man, invented the internet, and Father Time got very surprised. He didn't understand that. Cosgrove will do whatever he can to keep Aiden strung along. They haven't turned over the evidence they already been ordered to do because they claim Aiden would misuse it, even though they were court ordered to do it. We were watching the King Walls de los Santos yesterday, where they used the opposite. Hey, we can't turn it over because the feds say we can't turn it over. This time, we can't turn it over because, oh, he's a bad boy. He also has a First Amendment protected speech. He's a journalist. He's allowed, because everything he goes on his blog and says can and will be used against him in a court of law. So, hey, let him talk if you want. This is utter BS. Utter BS. I don't think any of us disagrees. Aiden Carney should never have been charged to begin with. This was an attempt to try and deny Karen Reed the help Aiden was giving her. When they lost Karen Reed's trial, they kept this one going. I was 100% sure this case would disappear faster than a donut on Meatball Morrissey's desk as soon as Karen Reed was found either guilty or not guilty. But Aiden was too much of a, what do you call it, a stone in the shoe, and annoys them so much that they feel they must get him. How do you get Aiden Carney? You collude with Krusty El Pantios, a despicable, nasty person who will do whatever it takes to hurt Aiden Carney because she has beef with him. Isn't there a saying in America that if you sleep with pigs, you will get dirty? So it'll happen the same way if you sleep with Krusty. That they rely on Krusty to try and trick Aiden, and they use Lindsay Gattani as a honeypot. A honeypot is an old Cold War theme term where you used a young lady's nether regions to try and catch someone so you could blackmail them later. And this is what the Commonwealth engaged in, with the help of Brian Tolley, communicating with Krusty Panties, communicating with Lindsay Gattani. This is why we're here, because the Commonwealth set Aiden up. And what do they do when they get called out? When Karen Reed didn't roll over, they panicked. When Aiden didn't roll over, they panicked. So now we're going to drag you through hell and back. This is ridiculous. And that they rely on emails from the Krusty herself with attachment that you are to believe, because you are apparently just as dumb as someone who works for the Commonwealth as the special assistant district attorney. You are to believe that Brian Tolley, the man whose personal cell phone number Lindsay Gattani called the night she was attacked by Aiden. She didn't call 911. She called Brian Tolley. Because, of course, that's what you do if you're being attacked, right? You would never, ever call 911. No, you call a detective. Because, hey, who doesn't do that? This is, I'm trying to be nice. This is bullshit. This is absolutely bullshit. Been here longer than 6 amazing shows. Keep it up. Thank you, coming for you. And thank you for 6 months. And T-Rex says, holy crap, that's freaking wild. Krusty Panties has more info than the cops and the defense. Yes, that's the other point. I think I lost my train of thought right there. The final thing said by Mr. Bradel is Krusty Panties has shared communications that they don't even have turned over on the Twit Thread. What are we even doing here when they are sitting there and Krusty has more access to discovery material in a case than the defense has? How this judge can just laugh a little bit and say, well, yeah, that's fine. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. He should have said, what the hell, Mr. Cosgrove, tomorrow morning, you turn over everything. And I don't think you can say, well, I haven't been to the office for 2 weeks, so how could I know? Well, you call Meatball Morrissey and say, Meatball Morrissey, when you disclose 4,000 emails in a FOIA request, you effing let me know, or I am going to walk out of this assignment. Because I'm the one who has to stand here and mumble for 2.5 hours in court. And I don't want to be made a fool of by a stupid fat Danish guy and his chat. And thank you all, you lovely people, to get me all the way over 18,900. We're getting closer to that 20,000. Hopefully, we'll do it before my birthday. This judge is beginning to look weak. I will hold judgment on the judge till we see his motions. Him crying about someone making fun of Mr. Cosgrove. Hey, come on now. You don't go cry to Judgy when someone makes a stupid video about you. Because when they finally get me, even though they can't really charge me with anything because I'm not in that jurisdiction, I've made fun of a lot of them. Sorry, I am so far behind. Krusty is a state-sponsored. Yeah. Sire BS. Okay. Knowing it's in Massachusetts does not surprise me. That's the problem. I sit in Denmark. I do our court system. I know that. I started 5 years ago following American cases. And I was very interested because, again, I've been a layman, that's the juror, in the Danish system for 14 years. So I'm kind of like, it's the same when I walk past a bakery, I'll look in the window and say, oh, they're making that. I have the same fascination with the American system because it's so vastly different from the Danish. And I've seen cases from most of the East Coast. And every case I have seen in Massachusetts has had the same elements. Lead investigators not being called to the stand because, whoopsie, we made a mistake. Evidence not being turned over in time. Whoopsie, we made a mistake. And what I saw, was it last week or the week before in the Lindsay Kearney case, where that lower level judge said, I'm turning off the stream, made me think that one of the problems I think there is in Massachusetts, other than the DA's office is absolutely full of BS and should be torn down and built up from new, is the judges are way too close to the ADAs and the DAs. I think that's the biggest problem, that these people are a little too incestuous. They probably hang out too much. They talk too much with each other, and they get that one, hey, we got to protect our friends at the DA's office. I actually think that's why Bev had so much animosity against Karen Reed, because this woman had the audacity to hire great lawyers and Californian lawyers, flashy Alan Jackson. Oh my God. Against poor little Lally, who lost half his hair during the trial and went from smoking 10 packs a day to 20 packs a day because he was such an embarrassment. I think there's so much, and not to get way too political, but there must be someone who wants that DA's office who gets out there now and say, what the hell is this? I've seen the 3 candidates. Well, I've seen 2 of them who's gone on shows. I'm sorry, they don't seem like, as we say in Denmark, that they have ass in their pants because, oh, I work with children. No, I want to hear you talk about how you're going to fire all of these goons. And hearing that Proctor and Morrissey is on a group text where they're talking about, can't we just arrest them? What? I said yesterday when we were talking about Miles King, I think Bukaki and Proctor were the goon squad. They were the ones that Morrissey sent out when he needed someone to shut up and do what was told. Then Bukaki could roll up to them in his tight pants and his pecker at half-mast and be the tough guy. You know, I speak English as a 3rd language and I sing karaoke when I'm drunk. You better do what you're told. I bet you all those group texts are filled, not only in this case, but in every other case they touch, is filled with more language like this. F the rights of the defendant. Let's just take them. Let's pressure them a bit. This reminds me of when you watched Serpico or LA Confidential, or you watched the one with Russell Crowe in New York. These cops are bad, and someone needs to clean house. And sorry to the 3 who have put their name in the hat so far in the DA's race. They look more like they're just splitting the vote so Morrissey can go back in. Bukaki, or whatever his name is, feels like only bark, no bite, even if he's all over to... Oh, Barakat and June and the 3rd one are too quiet. Yeah, there's not enough there. This is something. The saying is, if you sleep with dogs, you wake up with fleas. Yeah, that's the same. And this is what's happening here. Morrissey is the kingpin. And he's been in that office way too long. All the judges know him. We know he just called someone and complained that Aiden didn't get put to prison. That shows me that they are way too friendly. Way too friendly. In Denmark, we have made a rule that because back in the day, the defense attorneys had like a Christmas party, and of course the prosecution had. We don't have public defenders. They're just ordinary lawyers, and they would say, "Hey, judges, if you want to come down and join, it'll be fine." They're not allowed to do that because it could make people believe that they might have too much of a relationship. I bet you these people don't follow those rules. We just saw that sheriff who extorted the wheat business allegedly also had spent a lot of time on vacation with his government credit card. Something is wrong in Massachusetts. I've met a lot of nice people. There's a lot of nice people right now in my chat from Massachusetts who are wonderful people. But the one who runs the show are not good people. I'm sorry to say. And I don't even know whatever, if they're a donkey or an elephant or whatever the animals are. I don't give a fuck about that. This is the good old boys club. And some ladies. Sorry, I went on a rant. They need someone with balls to run for DA. Exactly. Someone who dares speak up. If you give Aiden $5 on his Give Send Go, this is to break his monetarily. What? Hank was a huge waste of money. I don't know why they thought he was going to do what they couldn't. Well, because no one wanted to retry her, so they found someone who would. It's the same Judge Welcher, with 2 Ds, not a judge, did exactly the same thing Trooper Paul already did. But because Trooper Paul was put on a pedestal, and I can't even remember if it was AJ or Yannetti who asked the question. I think it was AJ. Took his ass, folded it in to a nice little summer hat, and put it on his head and said, "You're a fool." So they needed someone who could go and try and fight the defense team. Someone who had a little suasion to go against these high-profile lawyers. Sadly, it wasn't Brennan because, oh my God, he was worse, in my opinion, than Lally. Aiden should seek help outside of his jurisdiction and contact mainstream media. Someone will publish and support a case. Not one mainstream media will support Aiden Carney, because one thing you will learn is we are the enemy of the mainstream media. Even my little channel, that as soon as the hearing dropped, 800 people left instantly. I get more views than many of those mainstream media outlets does. Emily D. Baker is a bigger source for news than the local news in the mainstream media is. They don't care about stuff like that because they don't care about YouTubers, because YouTubers are beating the regular journalist. Look at someone like Sue, who I didn't feel was good for Karen Reed in the first trial, and then she shifted because she could see, oh, that's the way the tide is moving, so I'll better jump on that one because there's the clicks. The EBT cards don't buy newspapers, so let's jump on the other side. Mainstream media will not help Aiden Carney. He did his whole tour. I was his last stop, and I'm proud of it. He needs the internet. As you can see, I have a QR code. I hope you can scan it. It goes to his defense fund. His defense fund is also linked in the top of the chat. Or you can go and put in the website of that guy he was fighting with over the weekend. That website also leads to Aiden Carney's defense fund, and help him, because the mainstream media would love to see Aiden go to prison, because Aiden did what none of them had the balls to do. He went against Norfolk District Attorney's Office. Their biggest problem is they are in bed with all of these ADAs. I don't know why I keep calling them ADAs. All of these DAs and all of these police officers, because they need them to give them the scoops. And if you get a scoop, you treat them nice. You do this whenever something bad comes up for the police, because you need the police to give you all the saucy material so you can write your articles about it. That means the MSM is just as incestuous as the judges, as the police, as the district attorney's office. So Aiden has you and me. Lucky for Aiden, we are a lot. I am the smallest channel. Thank you, all you wonderful people who got me over 18,900 today. But I'm the tiny one. I'm the little bitty channel. But you need full court press on this one. Melanie Little, 120,000 subscribers, I think. Ronkel is probably going to talk about it tonight. I don't even know how many subscribers Ronkel has. That's the only way you will get eyes on this, because the mainstream media hates Aiden. They want to go on with the blogger because he's a real journalist. You might not like his style, but he gets scoops, and he doesn't do it the good old-fashioned way. He does it by going to the source. Gaslighting from Cosgrove, just like Brennan. Also, Turtleboy. Bad, come on. We like it that way. Yeah. Blogger, your internet presentations are getting better. Well, I've only been doing it for 3 years. I should get better at some point. Anyone that doesn't agree with mainstream media or goes against them becomes their enemy, and they want to destroy you or see you destroyed. Yeah, because mainstream media is struggling. How many of you watches the news every day? How many of you start your day by turning on last night's Aiden stream, last night's The Clara stream, last night's whoever stream? You don't go to CNN or Fox anymore. MSNBC, NBC, whatever the names are on the different channels, because you get the weather better on your phone, and you don't have to sit and listen to these 2-minute sound bites that's really not that interesting. They use blogger like it's a slur. As I said yesterday, it's like Harry Potter. They think by not mentioning him and calling him the blogger, it's kind of like Voldemort. Oh, the one who can't be mentioned. But it has a Streisand effect, because every time they do it, 40 people on Twitch will reply to them and say, well, Aiden is a journalist. And they can't figure out why they can't win. But it's because they're stupid. They play by the old playbook. We beat you till you agree with us. And that doesn't work. What works? Hey, it's the camaraderie you see on YouTube. Yes, there's beef sometimes. Yes, there's people you don't work with. But everyone kind of plays nice, or you at least you have a network of people you can interact with. And they don't have that. They have crusty panties, Plevin, the human thumb. Grant, I looked at Grant's video stream for 2 minutes today. He's smoking weed, drinks what looks like a beer. I'm not sure. Maybe it's some fancy energy drink. Gets coughing fits because of his weed. And then he sits there and moves around like he has Tourette's tics in all of his body. And what he says is absolutely insane. And when I went in there was 86 people, and he went on some rant, and he had 50 people left. Hey, he didn't drop off as much as I did when the stream from court ended, but still, he lost a lot of viewers. But these are the people talking for them. Twisted Tragedies, who sits every day with her mug of Starbucks and say, I don't have any money, pay me to stream. And they don't do anything. They just sit there and say, Aiden is an asshole. Can't read is guilty. Lindsay Kearney is the victim. Why would you watch them? They are annoying, stupid people. Did I miss something? I'm sorry. There's a chat is moving a little fast, so I'm not seeing you as much as I normally do. Germany's two biggest non-private channels with all the news have taken to Twitch and YouTube for a while now and pay creators to make infotainment and such. Yeah, and that's what you should do. Well, that's what the Commonwealth do. They pay Kate Peters, allegedly, in Minecraft to help them out. Imagine having to use her. So, but yeah, if anyone can screenshot Krusty's Discord and see how crazy she went, imagine if they're going to proctor her. Say, well, we can't use her. Let's throw her to the wolves. Oh my God. Let's get an evidentiary hearing where she rolls up in her shitty car, her hair looking like she hasn't taken a bath since Jesus walked on the earth. And she's going to do her penguin walk into the courtroom and say, Your Honor, I can't swear on the Bible because last time I went into a church, thunder broke out. So can I just maybe have a lightning rod while I'm sitting here? Well, you can just tell the truth. No. On her shitty couch in her shitty underwear. Well, it's not shitty, it's crusty. Well, it's the poll question was in relation to something I forgot already because I just got it in. Did Tully ever click a link from Krusty? Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Now, yeah, my IQ seems really low. I believe. Who believes Tully never clicked that? Did I already rant about that? I think I already ranted about that. But oh my God, that's stupid. No rims, Peter. Yeah, this tragedy of a woman. Well, at least she has 50% of her children in her custody. Yeah, and I like that. I would love to if someone of them wanted me to, because I started as a political covering channel in Denmark. If one of them would reach out to me and say, "Hey, we really like that you interviewed these lower down candidates," because we have a different system in Denmark where every party will have like 25 candidates running, and we really like that. Could you do like 10 minutes every day, one for each party? We'll set it up for you, and you'll find someone low down just to put on our website. Sure, I would love to do that. Well, I'm sorry I'm boring you. Is Miss Mandy still here? Miss Mandy, your daughter has lost sight of you. Could you please come to the information booth so you can be reunited with Mystical Misty? Your daughter is looking for you. She's crying. I have given her a pacifier and a pat on the head. So please come and pick up your daughter. He showed those links to the grand jury. Yeah. And if those links were active at the grand jury and they're not active now, isn't that destroying evidence? One thing before I go, do you, KP, sleep? Did you, Kate Peter, sleep with Meatball? I need to speak with Miss Mandy. Well, if yeah, there's a lot of people I need to speak with, but it's hard to. I don't know all the names. Okay. I thought Tully was out of the DA's office. Well, he is, but he's still in all of the DA's office material because that's prior to he got removed. I don't really care about the emails from Meatball Morrissey. What I have seen there shows me a politician playing political games. What I want is Brian Tully's emails and phone records. Those are the records I think everyone should be going after. That man is just as involved as Proctor and Bukaki. I hope that Aiden will get access to that because he is the kingpin, or he's the red pin every thread is tied to in every case we have heard from out of Massachusetts. That man is the man we need to find out what, if any, did he do. Well, Holly Mac, you know that's my goal in life is to make you smile, and I like that we can have a little fun, even though we're talking about bad things. But what was I thinking about? I was thinking about. Yes, tomorrow, Miles King I don't think he will be hurt, but there will be a hearing in the Walls case tomorrow, another case that got proctored. So we're going to cover that tomorrow. I believe it's 2 p.m. Follow me on the Twitch and the Discord, and you'll get notified whenever we go live. Did you know if you join Discord, you can annoy Baker anytime and yell at him as much as you want? Thank you. How does he sleep at night? Probably on one of the sides and peacefully, because he's an asshole who gets paid well for what he does. Oh my. Oh my. But we need Tully's and Kate Peters on the stand. I'm going to jump off because it's getting close to 10 at night. I will be back tomorrow with the Walls hearing. You should all be back as well. Or if you're not and you're new here, we got over 18,900. I'm really trying to get a little more before my 3-year birthday on the 6th of September. I will be holding my giveaway stream where I'll probably give away a lot of Lego. And it could be fun if I was at 20,000. So please join the Discord, please join the Twitch Twat, and do all the YouTube things that you hate streamers telling you about, because you already did it when you came in here and saw all the wonderful people I have in my chat. The only thing you can do now is, if you have a little extra, maybe contribute to Aiden's Defense Fund. And if you are one of the people who like to talk to the big guy, make him pay a little extra care with Aiden, because they are not fighting a pure fight against him.
What exhibit are you referring to?
I'm going to make this 100, Your Honor.
All right.
100.
100.
Because it is 100%
100%.
correct.
Objection, Your Honor.
So you literally built a cannon?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Thank you, Holly Mac, for gifting. Just you and Big Dog really knows how to hit it just as I leave. It's the 10-second delay, but thank you so very much. And I try to keep it light. The world is way too serious to begin with, but thank you so much for the support. I will put this into some of the giveaways we're going to make on my channel's 30th birthday. We've just played that. Let's play another one going out.
Oh my gosh, you guys! There's a class called Basic Grifting. Should we all learn how to be grifters together?